I'm going to take a little break and do a tier list. A compound tier list of Hunt Showdown. Apparently it has everyone. Let's see. Looks like it. I'm seeing all the big hits, all the games. So 8 hours more. Oh, we're going to be gaming more, but I'm saying, like, gotta give the fingers a little rest every once in a while, you know? I was part of the 20K OGs monetary. Appreciate that. The OGs. All right. We'll just go through like they are on here. Starting here. So let's classify dopeness so you guys know what I'm talking about. Dopeness for me are the compounds that allow you to make crazy plays and the compounds that I think are just designed well, like have a really cool aesthetic or something like that. You know what I mean? Like dope. You get what I'm saying? That's what we doing. We starting with the definition of dope. Does that work for you guys? So, Elaine, Sun, and Fish, there is a ton of dope plays you can make here.
Welcome
Absolute astronomical. So we're going to put it in like A tier because the building itself is really fun, but approaching like the outward area of Elaine's is a nightmare. There's so many trees, so much water on like the outer bounds that people have a hard time moving around. Without that, it'd probably be S because the actual main building with like this side building and the side buildings on the side is just so much fun. There's tons of verticality. There's tons of plays you can make, busting down the doors over here. You can jump from this railing over here to over here. Like, you can get up on this roof and mess around with wall bangs on the building. It's just fun. It's a fun compound. Mountain Dew Man, thanks so much for the Prime and Shark Bait. Hoo ha ha. Thank you for the Prime as well, keeping the dream alive. All right, but Elaine, Sons of Fish, really fun. Alice Farm, we already kind of talked about it, but yeah, that's definitely an A. Solid compound, really fun plays to make, and I really like how it plays out. Like quite a few teams can come in, but it creates conflict. So no matter where the two teams are, there's always a chance that you could wallbang them or that one person gets a sneaky push on a side or something like that. Like there's so many ways to maneuver around the compound that I think it's really well designed, and I like the aesthetic. Arden Parish. This will be one of the first ones that go down a little bit. We're probably going to go like D. We'll put it in D for right now. We'll see. Wait, no. I had the wrong thing in my head. Dude, Arden Parish, S. S. I had the wrong compound. My bad. My bad, guys. My bad. I was thinking, from the picture right here, I was thinking, God, where is it? Pearl Plantation. Pearl Plantation is going down. The outside of that compound is pretty cancerous, but I was thinking this one and this one. I mixed them up in my head. But Arden is one of my favorite compounds. It's probably my second favorite compound on that map. The fact that it has like the little crawl underneath the decks make it like that's a floor. Then there's first floor, then second floor, then third floor. And just the amount of verticality inside the building. There's so many teams that can be in one building at the same time. And the surrounding houses are really fun to play in too. The only weakness I'd say is like a couple of the areas, it's very open and hard to approach. But outside of that, I think it's phenomenal. What a great compound. I love that compound. Ash Creek, middle of the bunch. Not a bad compound, but I don't think it's a great compound. Don't really care for it. But it's not badly designed. I think there's a lot of approaches and angles you can take that are unique. Yo, what up, Lunchy? How do you get the skin drops? Just watch in Voodoo. Make sure your account's connected. Follow the steps and exclamation point drops. Click that link and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Oh, by the way, is this blocking shit? No, the drops aren't blocking shit. Cool. Stanley coal mine is one of the worst. Blanc. It's probably mid. Lower mid or mid. Blanc's okay. I don't think there's anything phenomenal about the compound. It's nothing's like astronomically bad about it either, though. Blanchett Graves, probably gonna go low D. I think it's too open on the north side. I'd like to see a little bit more stuff around there. And it's also open on the west side, like the forest approaching. So like they just need something to fill some of that space. That space is just way too open. Like you already have really open compounds on this map. You don't need every compound to be open. You already have Devant Ranch. You already have Reeker is pretty open, like on the push up. You already have Stillwater. Like all those compounds, Healing Water Church, all of them are wide open on the approach, and Blanchett suffers from it as well. Swamp surrounding graves, yeah, and the whole like east side of it is just watery mess. So the actual like main building is pretty cool. The basement isn't that cool. It's nice for, you know, maneuvering different ways without exposing yourself to the top. It would be really cool if they connected the basement under the building to the circle thing. I don't know if that makes sense from like, you know, a building perspective, but it would be really cool to have a tunnel going to there. Bum bum. Bradley Craven Brickworks. I hate this compound, man. When it comes to dopeness, I think it's just a nothing compound, man. There's so many like there's just way too many open areas. It's really hard to penetrate the building if a team's held up in there. And the roof is probably the coolest thing about it on the main building. And then outside of that, the rest of the compound I think is shit. I don't like it. Lumber, probably go B. It's a good compound, not a great compound. A lot of cool things you can do. I like the rotates and design, and the area around it is nice. Negative dopeness, indeed. Hard to push? It's only hard to push from the north. From the west, well, north and east, but from the west and south, it's pretty easy to push. So it's 50% of the areas are hard to push and 50% aren't. And I think that's a pretty good medium. Shows you which directions you should be looking. Catfish Grove. I'll be honest. Where is this? Oh, this is southeast on the first map. Since they fixed it up a little, it was absolute garbage. Since they fixed it up a little, they added the ladder on the back. They added the underground area a little bit more where you can go in and that walkway. And the ramp up over here, and they added that whole lumber section. Probably go there. Maybe here. We'll see where it ends up, but we'll leave it there for now. The water area is a mess. It's in the corner. Corners are always a mess. On the first map. I think the strongest corner, like the most fun corner for the first map is Elaine's. I think that's the best corner. All the other corners are kind of meh. Chapel of Madonna. Since they fixed it up, probably here. I feel like since they fixed it up, it's a lot better. It probably would have went here before the fix up. But it still got issues, man. People hide down below. People don't approach, don't get into the actual compound. It creates a lot of standoffs. I'm not a huge fan of that. Cypress Huts, yeah, kind of middle. Not the best, not the worst. I think it's better than Catfish when it comes to like the plays you can make on it, especially since there's that top roof. And they added the back is a lot more manageable now with that wall. I wish that wall wasn't super pinnable. If they made it more like stone or brick or something like that, then I think this compound would go higher. But yeah, there's a lot of verticality to it. It's very unique. There's not a whole lot of compounds with a middle hatch in the roof that you can open and jump in and stuff. Pretty unique. Darren Shipyard. I really hate this compound. It's probably an okay compound, but I find it so unfun, man. This is probably one of my least favorite compounds. I am not a fan. It's way too open on the outside. People camp in the rocks in the back, and on the north side, you can see it from prison, so you get sniped from prison. The whole building on the inside is way too open, way too pennable. Like someone with fanning can just fan through the entire thing. Not a fan. Not a fan. Darrow? Darrow's mid. It's good. It's nothing crazy. Mid. I don't have too much to say about it. The tunnel's cool. Everything else is kind of meh. Yo, Viking. I'm glad. I'm glad, man. Let's see. Oh, it does contractor. Yeah, for sure. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Devant Ranch. Ooh. Probably like a D. Solid D. We'll probably put... No, I like Blanc more. Pro goes over there. Something like that. This side is... Do we want to do left to right? Like this side's better than this side, and then it goes down, and then it goes down? Is that how we're doing it? Because I like these compounds more than these. But I don't know if this one deserves to go to E yet. Probably does. Because I'm looking at these compounds like, man, I like them way more than that. First testy. Oh my god. Goated in the sauce. This compound's amazing. Best compound on the thing by far. I love this compound. Fights in there always are super dynamic. There's tons of different rotates. There's ton of different entries. Like the door can be broke down on the left. You can isolate yourself in certain parts of the compound, like where that red metal door is and the two doors on the side. Like there can be a whole fight going on over there that just isn't touched by the other side. Great ways to rotate. Super awesome compound. Great angles to approach and everything. Just amazing. Amazing compound. One of the best compounds they've ever made. First testy's awesome. Forked River Fishery. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of mid to upper mid. I'd probably say I like it more than these ones, so we'll probably go B with it. Yeah, we'll go B like here. Forked River is pretty good. It's a little above average. There's a lot of dynamic stuff you can do through the basement. Tons of different rotates, tons of different pens, angles from the top too that can shoot down to the lower side. Pretty good middle compound in my opinion. Not the best middle compound, but pretty good. Fort Bolden, great compound. Not one of the goats, but it's great. It's a fantastic compound. There's the main building itself can house like 3 teams, the main like compound area, and then you can have another team in the other section. And snipers can snipe from prison and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it gives people a ton of play and allows them to kind of play how they want. There's tons of angles to approach. There's tons of ways to sneak your way into the main building. There's that elevator shaft going down. Great compound. Great compound. Fort Karmic, goated. Do I like it more than Testy, though? Fort Karmic's the best compound on this map by far. This is Lawson Station map. And the best compound at Lawson, without a doubt. You can have a whole server in here, and everybody can be having a fun time, man. Attacking, defending, or overall design? Overall design, Winnemer. Overall design. Like, being able to approach, being able to defend. If I think that the actual like aesthetic, you know, like that's supposed to be a church. If it feels like a church, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff fits. Tier list time, you know it, Skip. But yeah, Karmic really grew on me. Karmic was probably here like 2 years ago, but it just proves itself time and time again to be a lot of fun. It's just a really fun compound to play in. Everyone stands a chance. Even so, obviously it's best to take Roof, and Roof's really fun. But Roof can get punished from really far away by snipers, so you always have to consider that. And then if you play like middle tiers, that's usually like some of the most fun tiers. And then the bottom tier still has a chance to fight and contest all these guys up top. You know what I mean? Like they're not just dead because they don't have height advantage. Like it's just a great compound. Phenomenal. Goddard Docks. Yeah. It's probably better than Darren, but not by much. Super open on the outside. The actual building isn't much to write home about. Not a fun compound. All the fights kind of play out very similarly. Golden Acres. Great compound. We'll probably put it like here. Let's put it over here. Dope compound. We're using dope. Actually, just dopeness. This compound's dope. There's so much playability, so many cool plays you can make. Yeah, fun compound, man. I've had a lot of good times at Golden Acres. Healing Water Church. Dude, the churches are just goated. So it suffers, the outside area suffers from being a little too exposed. But because of how impenetrable that outer wall is, it makes it to where as long as you make it to that outer wall, you're kind of in the fight, which I think is really good. Where is it? Fucking Blanchett Graves. Even if you make it to the wall over here, you're not really safe from, you know, like people inside the compound and shit. Do you see what I'm saying? If you make it to the wall, then the people inside kind of lose a bunch of their advantage of defending the place. Well, if you make it to the wall of Blanchett, it's like, no, you're still pretty fucked. Blanchett's a lot easier to defend. But Healing Water Church kind of is more even, more give and take, and there's tons of room for tons of teams. The basement linking up to the church, they changed that to where it didn't used to link up, and now it does. And that little tunnel makes it so fun to just like go in the basement, and you can pop out anywhere in the compound. It's probably the best basement in the game. I think it's probably the best basement in the game. Really, really cool. Hemlock and Hyde. I'm having trouble from this picture. Hemlock and Hyde. Where is this? I know the name, but where is it? I don't remember. Bottom right-hand corner, Lawson. Goated. Goated. It's probably my favorite corner compound on that map. It's lower left. Yeah, it's my favorite corner. It's really good for solos because there's so many different, like it's one building you can actually still defend as a solo, where a lot of these buildings you can't really defend as a solo. You kind of got to maneuver around the trio. But then also like there's tons of plays you can make, jumping out of windows, throwing shit. Yeah, fun compound. Fun compound. Heritage Pork, it's kind of mid. Kind of mid. It's all right. Nothing too crazy. The bridge, the two buildings being connected by the bridge is really cool. I'd like to see them do it more in the future, where they have like high up bridges connecting things, kind of like Fort Karmic. But outside of that, there's not much going on. I wish there was a little bit more what would that be, say, like it was a little bit more dynamic in the first and second floor in the main building. I feel like they're really not connected to each other very well, and they don't have really cool angles that you can mess with. The other building has some cool angles, but... And I really hate that one... It's like an open section of the wall on the first floor that looks at the other building. I don't like that angle. I think that angle is just way too good for the outside. Watchtower next to port adds some variety, I suppose. True, true, true. Ironworks. Pretty mid. Pretty mid. I like it more than Blanchett and Devant and stuff, but yeah, it's not better than these ones. Main building's all right. The fact you can go on both roofs is really cool. The fact they got this little spiral tower thing is pretty cool. The building on the backside is okay, but I think it's too exposed. You can get shot on that roof from everywhere. You can get shot on this roof from like everywhere. So going on the roofs is super dangerous. Yeah, kind of mid. Kind of mid on the dopeness scale. King Snake, goated. I'm probably going to get some flack for this because there's a lot of people I know who do not like King Snake. But since they added the like semi basement going underneath, like you can rush going underneath into the main building. You can rush the backside going into the windows. You can rush the east side coming in. Like attacking this compound is a lot of fun. And it's really dynamic. Like you have so many different plays to make for the compound. And then the guys on the inside feel pretty secure as well because there's only certain angles that people can push. So I think there's a lot of give and take. And then you can shoot at everybody approaching, but they have decent mountains and cover approaching to where like they're exposed for a couple seconds in between each rock to give you a chance for like one shot. But if you don't hit that shot, then you're not getting a double tap, you know? You got to headshot it. So I think I just think it's a really fun compound. It's not as good as like the goated ones, but I think it's really good. Lawson Station, pretty good. I would say it's kind of mid though. Like it's above average, but out of the double clue compounds, I think it's one of my least faves. There's a ton of sniping that happens there, and that's probably why, is where people feel really comfortable. The back building is way more fun than the front building. I feel like they need to change up the front building a little bit, but the back building is like where all the fun happens. And then if you don't happen to be in that back building, then you just sit back with a rifle and wait till someone shows themselves. So back building, dope. Front building, eh. So I think it's a very different compound than a lot of them, you know, like aesthetically. I think it's all right. It's supposed to be a train station, all that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I might move it down. I might move it down a little bit. Like I like the aesthetic and stuff, but really it's one of my least favorite doubles. Lock Bay, goated. It was, like I said earlier, it wasn't a bad spot. When the game came out, I hated this compound. This was one of my least favorite compounds on the first map. They've changed it, I think, twice they've messed with it. And the second time they messed with it, they added this roof on the side with the window. They added to where you can come in through the middle, through a little window. And they added the elevator that takes you from the basement floor to the first floor. And those changes transformed Lock Bay Docks to make it very versatile, maneuverable, and you can just make a ton of plays. So it's much better than it was. Love that compound. This is all three maps, Lunch. All three maps. Lower DeSalle. I'm going to say it's pretty mid. I like it more in Heritage, more in CNA. It's probably around there. It's pretty mid. People get really campy in this compound a lot of the times. Like, people like to camp on the south side and in the buildings on the north. Gets very standoffish very easily. But if that doesn't happen, it can be pretty fun. The main building's a lot of fun. if you can get a fight in the main building, that's a blast. So yeah, it probably goes around there. Ma battery is kind of mid. Kind of mid. The main building's cool. I really hate how exposed you are approaching the compound from every angle. The north side sucks, south side sucks, east side sucks. I'd say the west side is probably the best way to approach, and it still sucks. So like the approaches are just trash. Maybe I go C. Maybe I go C. Maybe like there. That feels comfy. We'll leave it there for right now. But just approaching is just trash. When you're actually in the compound, you can have some fun, but getting in the compound is rough. Moses, it's grown on me quite a bit. I did not care for this compound when the map came out. But as I have more fights and stuff in there, it's pretty well designed. Pretty well designed. I would say it has some flaws on the upper side of the building, but the lower side of the building plays really well. Yeah, interesting compound. Nicole's Prison. Boom. Worst compound in the game by far. I hate this place. For anyone who doesn't know, they've changed it like so many times. They've added different things. They've removed different things, blah, 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 blah. It's still trash. I hate this compound. Even after the changes, it went from like absolute dog shit to like shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it just bumped it up just a tiny bit. Where it's like, it's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. The ladder they added on the northeast side of the prison, the ladder going straight up, helped a ton. And then outside of that, like there just needs to be more maneuverability, in my opinion. Remove Nicole's from the game. Yes, that's the crew I'm a part of. It would be amazing. You know how in Fortnite they like launched a nuke or something and it destroyed part of the map, and then they, had that map for a while. Like we need an atomic bomb to blow up Nicole's Prison, and then they like remake it with like the shattered remnants. Like it's so bad. This compound sucks. Every fight, I should say every fight, but the people who are fighting on the inside don't want to come out, and the people fighting on the outside don't want to come in. Like no one wants to move, no one wants to do anything. It's way too exposed. Everyone just barely pixel peeks different things, and sometimes your shots get eaten by the metal on different rails and stuff when it, the rail's here and you shoot here and it still hits the metal and you're like, well, there goes my shot. Like, hate that compound so bad. So bad. There was a time, guys. There was a time. And yeah, the stairs, all the stairs leading up make noise. For anyone who doesn't know, those metal stairs. So it's almost impossible against a decent player to sneak up on them from the bottom side inside the building, because they can hear you crouch walk on those stairs. Like it's just bad, man. It's just bad. I hate that compound. No one, so bad. Now this prison, Pelican Island prison, little bit better. I think it's the best prison in the game by far. I don't think it has too much competition, but I like it. Yeah, I probably like it more in Lawson. So we'll put it in A. Much better prison. Definitely how the first prison should have been more like. The tops can fight. There's different angles to approach from a lot of different sides. It's really high up, so people can still snipe from like down low. It changes it up to where snipers can sit in the not height advantage and still poke and prod people as they're maneuvering around the tower, moving on the rail on the left side, coming out into the open a little bit. I will say the approaches generally tend to be a little bit harder, but because of that wall that's placed here and stuff, like it's not the hardest approaches. Like the approaches here, even though it's so high up and you're fighting that incline advantage, defender incline advantage, it's not as bad as Maw Battery. Like Maw Battery, you have that disadvantage and they can see you from anywhere for like 150 meters. Like it's so bad, dude. But Pelican doesn't have that. Pitching crematorium? Lower side. I know what they were going for here. It struggles a lot. Even with the updates made it better, but it struggles. E or D, I don't really care, but it struggles. It struggles. Like, yeah, it's just kind of down here somewhere. I like catfish more than pitching. We'll probably do that. Probably do that. That looks better. These ones are like interchangeable. Like when it comes to dopeness, it's like, they're kind of mid. Kind of bad. Port Rico, goated! Oh, fun compound. Crazy compound, but fun. I think personally, this is one of the most dynamic compounds in the game. The reason I'm not putting it higher is there's a ton of like I probably am gonna put it like here maybe. No, yeah, I think it deserves S, but it's lost some of its allure since some of the other compounds that have, you know, the like King Snake, First Testy, these kind of maps or these kind of ones have come out since Port Rico, and Port Rico has gotten some updates that have made it play a little bit better. But it's a really fun compound once everyone's in the compound. But getting out of the compound, like if you have bounty and there's a team that's just like sniping on all sides of Port Rico, can be really tough to like exit the compound. Even if, you know, like you kill one of them, you could still have a tough time getting out of the compound. So like it's a good compound and it's better than most of these, but it still has faults. Well, I think like First Testy and Karmic, I can't think of something in either of these that I dislike where I'm like, ugh. Like every time there's a fight in either one of these, it doesn't matter where I am. I'm like, yes, let's have a fight. Reeves Quarry. Mid. Not too bad. Not too good. Probably goes up past Maw. Main building's pretty fun. Side building's okay. Pretty unique quarry-based thing. Kind of dope. Kind of not. It gets some bonus being semi-close to First Testy. It gets a little bit of bonus going up there. Because that north side is really fun. I really like the whole forest and the bridge and stuff. I like that whole area. The southeast side, not as fun. Southwest side's pretty fun. Go over there. Interesting compound. Reynard. Damn. Yeah, that's probably an easy A. I like it more in Lawson. I like it more in that. Don't know if I like it more than that. But I like, yeah, we'll probably do something like that. It's pretty good. It can house a lot of teams. There's a lot of cool approaches, a lot of cool rotates. Yeah, all around, pretty fun. The north area is kind of mute though. Like, it doesn't deserve to be up here because that north area is kind of trash. The actual compound itself is pretty fun though. Salter's Pork, really fun, man. We're going up. Probably like there. Salter's Pork is fun. Fun compound, fun building. They added that little tunnel on the back, which made it easier to approach. If you guys are watching me when I'm playing solos, you'll see me approach from that tunnel many, many, many times. Because unless you have like some kind of rifle or something, that's the approach you want to approach from. If you have a shotgun or melee weapons or whatever, that east side is just, that's the way to go. But all the other ways have their pros and cons. Fun little tower with a little bridge going to the second floor here. Fun compound. Scupper Lake. Chat. Where's it going? Where's it going? Where's it going, dudes? Dead bottom. All right. If we were just counting the actual building in the middle, I think it's like there. Just that middle building. But if we're counting all the surrounding area, it's going down, man. It's going down. That surrounding area is garbage. Like, it's really bad. It's really bad. So it brings it down a little bit. But that middle building, that actual middle building is fun. And that section they added on the southwest side of the main building is cool too. Like those little roofs you can get up on. So it's not the worst. But it's not going up here, man. It's not going up here. Seven Sisters. This compound is so much fun. Oh, man. Yeah, it's probably going S. It's probably going S. Really cool compound. I don't know. Yeah, I probably like it more in Reeker now. Dude, there's so many plays. No matter your build, there's always something to do. I love that compound. So well. It's going up, baby. It's going up. It's probably like... That compound is beautiful. Beautiful. It's so much fun to play. There's so many angles and different things. You can have a whole fight at the White House on the hill. You can fight prison stuff. You can have a whole fight in the middle building. You can have a whole fight in that like corn section. You got buildings surrounding all over the place. It's a great compound. That compound's phenomenal. Phenomenal job. The south side is probably the weakest side of this compound, but even that south side can be decently fun. Chad pitching haters. Slaughterhouse, pretty fun, but it's probably going to go like B. Slaughterhouse is pretty fun. I'll probably put it above Heritage. It's dope. The surrounding area kind of negates some of that dopeness. I really hate the water between Devant and Slaughter. I hate that whole area. It's just kind of like... It's like unplayable area unless you know someone isn't over there. And then the north side's pretty rough. I feel like they could add a few more trees up there. Yeah, that's all right. The actual buildings are fun. The actual buildings, the entrances, the angles, all that kind of stuff are fun. But getting into the compound from the west side and the north side is kind of hectic. And you don't really enter the compound from the south side because it's really, really crammed into that south side. So you basically come in from the east or come in from the north and hope no one's there. Stanley Cole. Oh, this is that huge building. Okay. Yeah, this building, this is a really good compound design-wise. Probably there. Stanley's awesome, man. The main building, oh man, it's phenomenal. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. And then the approach on the side, that little chute that everybody goes up, makes it really unique. Great compound. Love it. Stillwater, pretty good. It's had its ups and downs, but it's pretty good. Probably takes that spot. It used to be Crashwater Bend a long time ago, but the surrounding areas aren't too bad. Since they made it to where you can attack this building from the other side where that little ramp is and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Good basement compound. Good basement compound. Sweet Bell. This one's tough. This one's tough because the surrounding area, absolute dog shit. The actual compound, like the buildings in the compound, some of the most fun buildings in the game. So like if we're counting just the buildings, it goes S. If we're counting the area around, like the area around it is garbage. Sweet Bell compound buildings are a blast, but oh man, everything else around it not good. Brings it down a bit. Probably around like there. It would go up here if it was just the like inside the walls. I guess the west side isn't too bad of this compound, but the northeast and south is garbage. Like I never want to be in that area. If I'm ever outside the wall on the north, east, or south, I'm just like, get me out of here. Like I don't want to play here. The overpass between buildings, I agree, Kaylee. The whole interconnectedness and how the different angles, like the two windows that shoot each other over here, that window covers a lot of this area. You can pen all of every building with like long ammo and stuff. So there's tons of options once you're in the compound. There's tons of little ways you can sneak up on people and a lot of cool entrances. A lot of ways to rush if someone's fighting the boss. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a cool compound. But a lot of the times, you'll be approaching the compound, someone sees you from a window or something, starts shooting at you, and you're like, well, I can't approach. I gotta go do an Archie rotate to even try to get in the compound now. It's the surrounding area is so garbage. Upper DeSalle. I like it more than Lower DeSalle. Probably more in Lawson. I think I'm going to bring Lawson down. I think I'm going to bring it down to B. I don't think it deserves to stand near some of these. It's good, but like I said, that area is fine. The south section of it is trash. And it's probably going to sit there. Weeping Stone Mill. Fun compound. Oof. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. That's tough, man. Since they added that under section and stuff, the south side of it still sucks, but at least it has options now. Let's keep it there for right now. It's a good compound. It has some faults. High B for me. I could see it. That's what I'm saying. I could see it in A or B. We'll take a final look here. Windy Run. This used to be my favorite compound in the game. Before the third map released. This used to be. And then they changed it. And since they've changed it, I like it less. Like, I like it less. It used to be S tier for me. I loved how the buildings played. I loved how there was a ton of angles from the roof on the north side building to shoot into the main building, and how there was that one, 2x4 or whatever that leads to the main building and all that. I don't mind the ladders added, but that whole east side with like it just didn't do anything. Like that whole east side with the little wood things that they added, it just makes it to where people like camp a little bit more on that side, but it just didn't add anything to it. It didn't add any fun to it. The ladders, I think, are probably the best add, but yeah, I don't know. The north side sucks on Windy. North side's garbage. South side's okay. East side's still garbage. West side's okay. So, like, it's alright, but nothing to write home about anymore. Wolf said it's probably a C for me. Probably a C. Pretty mid. Probably like it more in iron. And I probably like it more in Ma. So we'll move that over. All right, these are all of them. So let's go through. Is Testy the best compound in the game? Those are some tough contenders. Arden Parish. God damn. Fort Karmic. Seven Sister. Damn. I love all these compounds, dude. I'm looking at their names. I'm thinking of, it's just like, these compounds are just fun to play in. These compounds are goated. Fort Karmic #1. It might be. It might be. Lock Bay is going to go up a little bit. I think I like all these more in Lock Bay, though. Hemlock probably goes down. That looks like a solid lineup. All right. We're going to take a look at these other tiers real quick, and then we'll come back for the final review here. Aesthetically, King Snake's my favorite. The aesthetic of it. King Snake's my favorite. But how it actually plays... Testy and Karmic, dude, and Parish. Oh, man. And Seven Sisters. Like, all these give such good fights all the time, dude. I mean, they're all goated. Fort Bolden. Do I want it up? Sure. Fort Bolden's going S. I think Fort Bolden's going S. It's a lot better than people give it credit for, I think. Golden Acres, top of A. Yeah. I think Upper DeSalle comes up a little bit. I think it goes up a lot a bit. And then I think Alice comes up here. And then like that. That seems fair. I like that lineup. That seems fair. Lawson Station, top of B. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. That looks good. Ash Creek. Top of C. Probably like Cypress more. I like Darrow more than Reeves. These three are kind of interchangeable. Like I said, they all have issues, but it is mid-tier. So like these three could all be the top, but I like these ones less than these three. Like these ones are clearly low C and these are the high C. Blanchett Graves, Blanc, Chapel, Devant. Yeah, that's fine. Catfish, Pearl. Pearl's going down, dude. The building itself, the inside is pretty cool. But yeah, they needed more hedges, I think. The east side isn't that fun to play. South side sucks. North side's fun. Or west side. West side is fun. West side is fun. North side's okay. I probably like it more in Brad, though. Goddard, Darren, Nichols. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right. Let me look at the top again. You guys decide. You guys decide because I think these are the most goated compounds. This one has issues on the outside, but it's so unique on the inside that I think it makes up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think inside, like, once you get to the buildings on the south side, north side, east side, whatever, it's perfect. But then that, like, approach can be a little rough sometimes. But, oh man, it's so unique. I love that compound. So out of these three, this is one, this is two, this is three. Which one's the top? Which one's the top? 1, 2, or 3. List them. We should vote. All right, we'll do an actual vote. You guys tell me. I like them all equally. Those are so good. Those compounds are all great. All right. 2 minutes to vote. And go. First Testimonial Church, Fort Karmic, Arden Parish. They are so good. I think it's fair. Like, if Arden Parish doesn't win here, I think it's fair. Because I think overall, First Testing and Karmic are, like, on the outside, are better than Parish. Like, I could see Parish coming in third here. But that main building, dude, that main building is something else. Miracles happen in that main building. The amount of like up and down that can be played here too, the verticality of that building is so good. It is like perfection for verticality for me. There's so many things you can do like wall banging and but you're still isolated from the people on the inside. It's so good, man. That building is phenomenal. Where's Scupper Lake on the poll? Fort Karmic and Testy are basically tied, guys. Get your votes in. They're basically tied. The bell tower sounds amazing too from Parrish. I'd rather use a little bell talon than approach. I can understand it being scary. Once you get used to the approach in it though, gamer, it's not too bad. Like the south side approach is really not that bad. It feels scary, but it's not that bad. The north side isn't too bad either. And I'd say the best way to approach is probably the east, but that's not always plausible. Fort Karmic takes it. All right. Karmic's best. Testy second. Parrish third. I think I'm gonna do that. See how we sit with that. I think catfish goes up. I like catfish more in Devant. these days. So if Devon's a D, which I think it is, I think Catfish goes up. And since you guys think Scupper is S+++, we're putting it at the top of E. Because I don't mind Scupper compared to like Pearl and Bradley and stuff. Probably something like that. Scupper isn't low enough. The main building's really fun, man. I like the main building. I think there's a lot of funny stuff that can happen on the northwest side of this compound. The east side, the south side are trash. North side's okay. That's why it's an E. North side and west side are all right. East and south are garbage, like some of the worst. But the east side you rarely have to play because it's the corner. Prison sucks. Do we all agree? I know a lot of people might say Scupper. Let's see what you guys say is the worst. I see a lot of people saying prison sucks. I think it's the worst. But what do you guys think? So we're gonna put the ones that people say. Which is worst compound? Nicole's prison. Scupper Lake. Goddard. I think I see the most complaints for those ones. I hate prison, man. I hate it. Wait, where'd it go? I can't see it. Vote, 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 vote. If you can see it, I can't see it. Can anybody see it? Is it broke? Don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it either. It says the poll's going on. It just broke somehow. I'll make a new one. Hopefully that one works. Which compound is worst? Scupper Lake, Goddard, Knox, Nichols, prison. Did that work? Nice. Get your votes. Get your votes. Prison, dude. It's a landslide. Nicole's, everyone's like, fuck Nicole's prison. Oh, man. I'm glad we agree. I'm glad we agree. I'm glad people in chat have taste. Because I can understand, you know, personal bias for like Scupper or something. I understand that. But overall, chat, you can throw down Nicole's prison. I'm down. I'm down. We don't want to go back to prison. God, this compound sucks. Ugh, trash. That's what I think, damn. I don't think Scupper is that bad. It's not Nicole Prison bad. It's not good, but it's not Nicole Prison bad. Like I said, Nicole Prison went from absolute dog shit. And then it went from like a pile of absolute excrement dog shit that's been sitting out for like 20 years. And then it turned into like bird shit with its updates. It was like, oh, wow, thanks. You made it a little less shitty. It's not a mound of shit. Now it's just bird shit. But God, it's garbage. Why is Goddard so low, though? It isn't that bad. I think, for me personally, the west side is unplayable. The only time people go out there is if Extract's out there, right? Nobody plays west side. So if you have a complete section of the compound that nobody plays, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Nobody plays west side. So west side's gone. Nobody plays it. It's unplayable territory. It's basically part of the map that doesn't exist. North side, nobody plays either, unless there's like an extract and people are trying to make it to where people don't go to the extract. No one plays north side, like outside that little wall. So that's pretty garbage. East side is absolute garbage to approach from and absolute garbage to push out from. And that's why I said like the main building is okay. It's not the best main building, but it's okay. And then all the surrounding area is just garbage, man. It's so trash. It's so bad. You can only really play in the compound. Exactly, written. And then once you get in the compound, it's too close to where shotguns can kill you everywhere. Like, there's no like give or take for a rifle. It's like I died to shotgun now, right? Like we are trading when you get in the compound. The only time possible is if you get on the roof on this, what is it, south side, and they all happen to be like in the building or behind. Then you have some room to wiggle. But if you approach the south side and there's a shotgunner in that building, well, you're dead. It's just GG. Yeah, exactly, written. So Goddard, the main building is not too bad, but everything around it is garbage. So I think it's deserves to be down there. Down here, Darren, I think the building plays a little bit better than Goddard, and then the surrounding area is garbage. So yeah, exactly, DMC. Yeah. Servers down? No. We just decided to do this because I've been streaming for 9 hours and I was giving my hands a break. Damn, adventurers, that happens, man. That happens. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I've had some good fights at Darien 2 written, but yeah, the actual compound itself is not anything to write home about. Where's the game? Right here, brother. Are we good though, guys? We good? I think that's a good way to end it in the tier list. Fort Karmic up top, deserved. All these compounds, if you guys see me fighting in these compounds, I'm having fun. Like, doesn't matter if I win, lose, anything like that. Like, it's a good time. It's a good time. These ones, 90% of the time, I'm having fun. 90% of the time, I think they're dope. These ones, 80%, 70%, somewhere in there, I'm having a good time. These ones starts getting a lot lower. It's like 50% of the time. And then down here, it's like, yeah, maybe we can do something stupid. You know what I mean? Like maybe we can eke out a little bit of fun. Lots of dope compounds. There is, man. I think their design team for compounds does a really good job. Because like I said, like all of these, I would say from B to S, are phenomenally made. Like really, really well done. And they're all, like they all have their distinct features. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that like down here, less compounds get into the shit tiers, right? Like up here is most the compounds. And then down here, it's like, there's clear problems with some of these, but yeah, these are goated. I love these compounds. They're a lot of fun. All right. Fun is not allowed at all at Nicole's present. Yeah. 95% of the time, I'm not having a good time in that compound. It's a bad one.